Okay, we'll discuss the bridge pattern. So this is basically structural pattern in the gang of pattern. So we'll see what is this bridge pattern here. Now I will discuss with one example, then I will explain the class diagram. So why do we really use this bridge pattern and what's the problem that we are planning to sort out, right? So this is one example. There are two brands of TVs, right? Sony and LG TV in your living room. So there are two remote controllers for each one, right? So there are two remote controllers for each one. So both TVs. The initial what we have to have the plan is, right, how we are going to implement with using one remote controller for two TVs. So that's the problem, right? So with using one remote controller, you have to call two separate TVs. So that is the initial problem that we have to sort out. So for that we have to use a separate design pattern, right? So with using one remote controller, how we are going to separately call two different problems, right, objects. So this basically separate out two separate algorithms individually vary, right? So that's the difference in the bridge pattern. Now in here one algorithm there may be like within the LG TV and another algorithm there within the Sony TV. So with using one remote controller, how we are going to vary these two algorithm invocation, right? That's the initial plan that we have to sort out, right? So I will explain with using in here, let's say so we will first look at this UML diagram. Now for this implementation, I have interface. So I have to implement one interface called TV. So this is an interface. Now in this interface there are two operations. Let's say on and off operations are required. And I have two separate classes that implements this TV interface. So what are the classes I am going to implement? So I have to have, let's say, Sony TV. Now its logic is different. So on operation and off operations are different. Those are the things I explained as two separate algorithm how we are going to vary using one remote controller, right? And there is another TV called LG TV. In here you have another on and off operations in a different way you have to implement, right? So you are going to use implements so now I am going to implement a remote controller. So in here you have to have one remote controller for both TVs. So another interface I have to implement. Called remote controller. let's say you have same two operations within this interface, we have to declare. So for the implementation, I have to have another class. Let's say remote controller IMPN. So within that I have to implement the interface. So definitely you have to override this on and off methods, right? Now within the remote control IMPN class, I have to call two separate TV objects, right? Therefore you have to have aggregation relationship in between TV interface with the remote control IMPN, right? And you have on and off operation specific implementation over there. So within the client, so client is the test class. So within the client, I have to call this remote controller, right? And you can pass two separate objects are there in the client. So you have to have two separate objects you are going to pass. So this is the initial plan we are going to sort out, right? So how we use simple one interface over there in the TV, and how we are going to call two separate objects of the TV within a one remote control implementation. So that's what the bridge. So I will explain first with the code, and then I will compare with the command pattern, how it's going to differ with the command, right? Because now in here the command also you can have on and off operations, right? And there's a remote controller, that is the invoker. So but in here there is no command setter. For example, let's say earlier we discussed light interface and two separate command classes of the implementation of light interface, like living room light and the bedroom light, and you use the separate command interfaces. There you use on button push and off button push in the invoker. Now here there is no like invoker. You directly call two separate algorithms. Now earlier things are decoupled with the invoker. Now things are not decoupled with a separate intermediate person here. So within the remote controller, direct call for the operations within the TV. Earlier there is no direct calls. Through the execute method you call on and off operations. Right? So when we are going to implement, so I will okay, I will create the class in here. So you can create and then create new package. Let's say I have to use two separate interface. First one is the TV. So in the TV interface, you have to have an operations like on off, like this. Now I'm going to create a class and implement this interface within the class. So definitely you have to override all methods unimplemented methods here. Now you can implement your own algorithm within the Sony TV on operation, your own algorithm, right? So we are going to separate these algorithms and call them within the remote controller. Okay, now this is sorry, off method. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to implement, so I will get the copy of the same class and implement the LG TV. Now it has its own algorithm within there, right? Now you can create another interface. So this interface will call on and off separately. Now when we are going to do this implementation within this IMPL class, so where I mentioned this, there is an aggregation with the TV, right? Therefore, now this is in this place, we have to call the TV method. This is the aggregation implementation, right? So in this TV, based on the object it comes over there, you call on and off operations, right? Sometimes it might be Sony TV or sometimes it might be LG TV, we don't know. Or sometimes in future there may have some other object it comes, you don't need to modify in here, you can code. So in the constructor of this class, I can assign the TV object so this is the now it's done. So let's say for this TV object, if I pass Sony TV object, it calls the on operation of that particular Sony TV. If some other object it comes, it calls that operation. So this is how we distinguish these algorithms, right, in this remote control IMPL. So in my test class, so I have to have another class client. So in the client, let's say I'm going to implement the main method, right? So if you want, you can directly implement let's say I'm going to pass this object. I don't need to create any instance. Let's say two separate objects that you create with having on and off commands, right, like this. So, and we are going to change the TVS. So it calls the relevant on and off methods over there. In here, the operation is not decoupled to a separate invoker, because within the IMPL class you directly call on and off operations, right, in here. But when you compare it with the command, in the command, let's say in the on command, within the execute method you use the on operation, but there is another intermediate person called invoker. Through the invoker you call the execute. So this is in here, this is the difference, right? This is the difference in the behavioral and structural. They are directly decoupled only, but at runtime you change the thing in with using this execute method. It calls through an intermediate person called invoker. So there is another on button pushed and off button pushed. These are the commands it raised. So once the command is raised, it calls the particular invoker through execute. If you don't have this, it would be simply like a bridge pattern. But the application is different. Because now in remotely we don't know what the exact service sometimes. So we have to have some other common mediator or some, let's say, invoker should be there in order to initiate the request or whatever that can service or something. Then you have to delegate the request only without knowing even the exact operation or the class over there. So that's one and one. But in here, let's say in your bridge pattern, so what's the difference? You should know definitely it comes these two objects, right? Because now in here the layers are separated using the invoker, right, over here, but there is no separation. It's just a structure. It calls the structure, right, based on that. So in this implementation, I think I explained with the same code, right? And there's another operation called tune. If you want, you can simply specify which channel you are going to tune with that, right? And the same way you can implement with having like this. So this is the bridge pattern. So bridge pattern, keep in mind, this is a structural pattern, right? So it just varies the structure based on the algorithm that you are going to implement, right? And the invoke in the remote controller or whoever the caller is going to distinguish it based on the incoming object. It comes over there, right? Okay, that's all.